Hi everybody, welcome to the very first Crafting Makers Monday from Rhode Island. I am Anastasia Radloff, aka Stampin' Blondie, and I'm so excited to be back with you for live step-by-step crafting. Now, it has been 3 months that I have brought step-by-step crafting to you. Now, in those 3 months, so many things have changed. If you followed along on my page, you will have noticed that I recently moved from Arizona to Rhode Island, and I'm so excited to be here in my brand new craft room to craft with you step by step. Now, if you didn't see it last week, I did a Makers Monday where I showcased my brand new craft room to everybody. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, make sure to look at that. That is on my Facebook page. It is not on my YouTube page. Today, I am back to simultaneously broadcasting to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So if you're watching, make sure to comment, say hi, let me know where you're watching from. It's always fun to see where everybody is joining me each week. Now let me make sure that I am indeed live. So I am live over on YouTube and I am live here on Facebook. So we are good to go there. Hello, Corinne. Thank you. I am glad to be back as well. I am very excited about my craft space. Definitely a lot bigger than my one in Arizona, but unfortunately it's only for a year. So who knows what next year will bring me. Hi, Mom. Thanks for watching. Hi, Penny. It's good to see you too. So today I'm gonna bring you 3 projects featuring the Sweet Peas stamp set. Now this is from the annual catalog and I am so excited to bring this to you because back when we were able to order from the catalog when it first went live, this was one of my first stamp sets that I got. I love the punny sentiments that go along with this, and I have a fun little story about why I chose this one. Yes, I'm back on a regular schedule. I missed you guys too. So it is 8 o'clock here Eastern time, and I mentioned before I left Arizona that I wanted to continue to do Makers Monday, 5 p.m. Arizona time, which is what I was doing. So it is a little later here now, but I'm excited to be back and to see all you guys virtually. It's really fun to follow along with all of your comments. All right, I do have a couple of quick announcements to go over before we jump into crafting. So let's go ahead and swap the camera and we will get started with that. So the first thing is from August 6th through the end of this month, Stampin' Up! Is having a designer series paper sale. So if your wish list is long from the annual catalog, select designer series papers are 15% off. Now, there are some great designer series papers in here. I'll be using some of them on my projects here today, and the ones that I have chosen, all except one, are on the designer series paper sale, and I'll let you know which one that is as well. Now, very excited to have a designer series paper sale, because if you are also a demonstrator, you get to add your demonstrator discount on top of that. So right now is the best time to join the Stampin' Blondie team, because not only do you get 15% off of your designer series paper plus your demonstrator discount on top of that, you can add items from the upcoming September through December mini catalog to your Stampin' Up! Starter kit. So you can get items before they are available to customers. So through the end of this month, August 31st is the end of the designer series paper sale. I have a link in the description of this video that takes you straight to the page that has all of the papers that are available for sale. So you can go ahead and check it out and make sure to shop early for the best selection. I just remembered one thing. Let me find it really quick. Where is it? I had the printout for our projects today, and I just want to make sure I have that. Here it is. I had to move some stuff off my desk earlier, so it wasn't readily available. Okay, so next up is, I mentioned that September through December mini catalog, and here it is. I showed a picture of it earlier on a Facebook post earlier this week. And if you are not working with a current demonstrator and you have not placed an order with me in the last 6 months, there is a link in the description of this video that you can go to and request your free catalog. So this catalog starts September 4th, and while I can't show you the inside of it just yet, there are some amazing holiday stamp sets and bundles, punches, embellishments, everything for the upcoming holiday crafting series. I have already planned out all of my Club Craft and Create. Starting in September, we will be transitioning over to holiday cards for September, October, and November. So I've already planned out those stamp sets that we will be using. I've already ordered them, so they got shipped today. So I'm excited to start creating with Club Craft and Create for September. So this is the front of the catalog. You can see this is actually a punch bundle that we have. Very fun here. Veronica got her catalog today. It's so much fun. I love it. You can see the back here as well. Some fun new products. Like I said, I can't show you the inside just yet, but if you have not placed an order with me in the past 6 months and you're not working with the current demonstrator, feel free to follow the link in the description of this video and you can request your catalog for free. Those will ship towards the end of August. All right, so let's jump into our projects here today. Like I mentioned, we are going to be creating 3 projects featuring the Sweet Peas stamp set. Now, yesterday on my Facebook page and Instagram, I shared this project right here, kind of my starter for the Sweet Peas weekly class to go. This card may look familiar to you. So if you have your annual catalog, on page 103 is the Sweet Peas stamp set. So right down here. This stamp set does not have any coordinating dies, punches. It is just strictly a stamp set. And sometimes I like those because it's really fun to pull designer series paper and embellishments from other suites and bundles and really get creative with those. Now this stamp set, I used an inspiration from the catalog. So here was my inspiration for the card, and here is my card. So I kind of switched things up just a little bit, but using the catalog as an idea, as ideas for cards is a great resource. It used to be called the Idea Book and Catalog. So if you're ever in a rut and you need some inspiration on what can I do for my next project, pull out your catalog. There's some great samples in here to work with, and that's where I used the inspiration from this card that I shared yesterday. Now today I'm going to be creating 3 other projects with this stamp set. So here is the first one. It says Hello Grumpy, and it has a little cute, look at that little cute Grumpy there. So this is the designer series paper that is not on the designer series paper sale. This is from the Iconic Celebrations designer series paper. It's an online exclusive item only, so it's not included in the designer series paper sale. This is another one, a sweet baby card, especially if it is a gender surprise. So we've got soft sea foam and lemon lolly, perfect for welcoming some cute little babies. And then this one is my absolute favorite. We're gonna save this one for last. The bright colors of this one, I absolutely love this one. And then it says, You Make Me Happy. So very, very cute. Now, I mentioned I have a story about why I chose this stamp set. Now, many of you know the name Stampin' Blondie was given to me by my stepdad, and actually my dad, he adopted me. So my dad gave me the nickname Blondie, and he passed away in 2010 from complications from leukemia and a brain tumor. Now, when he had his brain tumor surgery, I think it was like 1996 is when he had that. When he came out of surgery and, you know, you're waking up and you're kind of groggy, he had this funny sentiment that he told the nurses, and it just stuck with us forever. So he said, when is a P not a P? And the nurse was like, what? Like, what is this guy talking about? And you know, you're all loopy. And he said, when it's a relief. And she just burst out laughing, and it's something that I have remembered forever. And so this stamp set brought back that memory of that really funny sentiment. And I just had to get it and just remember all the great times we had together. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. Now, don't forget, each week I offer these projects as a class kit to go. So if you place an order of $35 prior to shipping and tax on my website, the link is right here on the screen, you can get this class kit to go. I send you all of the cardstock pieces, die cuts, all ready to go. All you need is the stamp set or inks and anything to put together the project. Now, no stamped images are included, and you can choose any products that you want. So if you want to substitute another stamp set instead of the sweet peas, you can do that as well. So this is a great class kit to go. All you have to do is place an order by midnight Thursday. So it's 11:59 p.m. Eastern time Thursday, and I will send you, when is a P not a P? So think of another way to spell P, P-E-E. It's a relief when it's not a P-E-A. Like I said, he was groggy, and it was just, she just burst out laughing, and it was his poppy jokes that we called him. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Don't forget, each week on my website, I have a free project PDF tutorial. It has all of the item names, item numbers, prices, and the description of the products that I used on these projects. And I have highlighted here, this is the designer series paper that is on sale this week. So you can print that out from the website right now and follow along with my website. Yeah, it is funny. All right, so we're gonna start with this Grumpy card first. So this one here, and let's put these off to the side so they don't get messy. We have a piece of old olive cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we're going to fold that in half and use our bone folder here to crisp up our line. Now, I have a piece of basic beige cardstock, and we're gonna bring in our grid paper. Now, before I left Tucson, I did a really funny post asking everybody what I should do with my well-loved pieces of grid paper. So we are going to keep these, and this will be now our Rhode Island piece of grid paper, and I'm gonna create some fun kind of wall art with those when I leave. So yes, I did move, Joy. I moved back last month, so I am here now in Rhode Island. Yes, I did move. It was crazy. They lost some of our stuff. We still don't know where it is, but it's always an adventure. All right, basic beige cardstock with basic beige ink. So we're gonna do a little tone-on-tone stamping, and we're gonna create our own fun patterned background here, just so it's not so plain. So we're gonna take our basic beige and just stamp. So we're gonna use this little image right here. And we're just gonna stamp around here in various patterns around our piece of cardstock. Now we're only going to stamp the top half. Because you can't see the bottom half of the cardstock, no need to waste ink and time stamping when you're not gonna see what that looks like. So we'll just do, see, and if you get some ink on your paper down here, it's okay. Nobody's gonna see it. All right, put that there. And we'll close this up. I don't have, normally when I was in Tucson, I had this little table that was next to me here, and I could put everything on it. I still have the table. I may get that out for next time, but I'm trying to just work with my desk that I have here and the space that I have. All right, we're gonna add this to our card base now. I'm just gonna use my Stamp and Seal adhesive because it's quick and easy. Well, it is quick and easy when it works. Come on. It doesn't wanna roll, it's like stuck. What is going on? It's like halfway on the thing. That's so weird. Here, I have another one. We'll just work with this one, and if this one runs out, then we'll just go to liquid glue. I don't know what's wrong with that one. Okay, and there we go. And this will go at the top half of our card. All right, we have that piece of designer series paper, and here is the back side. So Iconic Celebrations, very fun. It's got some, I'm gonna use liquid glue for this because I wanna make sure it lines up. It's got fun Christmas, Valentine's Day, fall, fireworks, like really every kind of celebration you can think of, there is designer series paper in this pack. It is an online exclusive item only, so you won't find it in any of our catalogs, but it's a very versatile designer series paper. All right, strip of old olive cardstock right across where those two meet. And now we're gonna do our grumpy stamping. So we've got our sentiment, Hello Grumpy, and we're gonna stamp that in old olive ink. We're gonna stamp this at the bottom first of our die cut piece. This is from the Nested Essentials dies. And then we're gonna stamp 3 of the same P images across the front. Oh, here it is. And we're gonna use Memento ink because we're gonna color it in with our Stampin' Blends. So the first thing we wanna do is stamp this right in the middle, and then we're gonna stamp on either side. This just helps with our spacing. You don't want to start too far to the right or too far to the left. So if you stamp right in the middle first, then your spacing will be good the whole way across. All right, let's close that up. And we're gonna bring back in our grid paper and we're gonna color. So for this one, I chose Old Olive ink. So we have our dark old olive marker and light old olive, and then we're just gonna use a light smoky slate as well. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna color in our P here with our light old olive marker. Just a quick color in. Then we're gonna take our dark old olive and just kind of give them a little bit of shading up here. Just a little bit in the corner. And then come back in with the light old olive and kind of blend this out a little bit. It's not so harsh. There we go. Now on the paper here, you may not have noticed, I gave him a little bit of a shadow just so it's not so bland and he kind of stands out from the crowd a little bit here. So we're taking our light smoky slate marker and we're just gonna do a little bit of coloring right down there, and then it looks like he has a little shadow underneath him. Easy peasy. Okay, bring that back in, and we're gonna use our twine here, and we're gonna take their twine and we're gonna wrap it around our fingers a couple times, and I want it loose. I don't want it super tight around the fingers, so we're just gonna spread them a little bit and then wrap that. Take our scissors here and cut. Now, so we have our little loop. We're gonna flip our sentiment piece over, and this is gonna go along the back. Now you may have to kind of pull it a little wider to make it fit. And stand, oh, it kind of came apart, so let's do that one more time. So we're gonna wrap it. I like to put it in between my pinky and ring finger and just kind of wrap it here. There we go. Lay it down. And then we're just gonna take a piece of Scotch tape. So we've got Goldie here. Goldie made it in one piece. I was very happy about that. Goldie had broken and she needed some glue surgery. And there we go. So we just have our piece of linen thread, and then you can kind of play with it to get it to stick out a little bit farther however you want. All right, we're gonna add this on. Let me get a drink of water here. We're gonna add this on with Stampin' Dimensionals, and it's gonna go around the piece of twine. Sticks up here. Hello Susan in Scotland. I hope you are having good weather over there today. All right, and then this is gonna go towards the left side of our card. Now we're gonna add our pieces of embellishment. So these are the new pecan pie and clear ribboned dots. Now it may be kind of hard to see, but you can see there's little like, in the clear ones, you can see it really well. There's little like back and forth lines on the dots. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our dark old olive Stampin' Blend, and on 3 of the small dots, we are gonna color them in so they turn green and they will match our project. Now with Stampin' Blends on your dots, you can build the color. So if it's not dark, if it's not as dark as what you'd like, you can always go back in and add more and more color there. So we're gonna use our take your pick tool to kind of get under the dots, and we're gonna put 2, one there, one there. And with these alcohol markers, they dry practically instantly. So there is our first project today, featuring the Sweet Peas stamp set from the annual catalog. I love this little card. Hello Grumpy, it's so cute, and you can give this to just about anybody. It's a very gender neutral card, and I love the way this one turned out. I hope you guys like that one too. All right, moving on, we are gonna create our little baby card here. Lemon Lolly and Soft Sea Foam, a color I rarely use. But with Lemon Lolly, these make really great baby cards. So we have our Lemon Lolly card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, just our normal card size here. So we're gonna use our bone folder and crisp up our lines. There we go. Put that off to the side so it doesn't get ink everywhere. Now I have a piece of soft seafoam cardstock, and we're gonna use our liquid glue for this because I wanna make sure it is exactly where I want it when we go ahead and put it on our card. So it's gonna be right down the middle, and with that liquid glue we have a few minutes to kind of shift and shimmy our paper, get it exactly where we want it, and put that right down. Now I have a piece of basic white cardstock. This is embossed with the Eyelet embossing folder. You can see how pretty that is. Very nice embossing folder. Great for a variety of occasions. And then we are gonna use liquid glue. I always use liquid glue when I work with embossing paper because it gets really into those creases and crevices of the embossed paper to help it stick to the paper a little bit better. Here. Hello, Diane. There we go. Now this is from, let me just make sure, the Everyday Details dies. This is from the annual catalog. You can see it's very pretty. And this is a 2-inch circle punch, I think. That's 2 inches. Let me get my, yep, 2-inch circle punch. So we're gonna stamp our little P in the middle of that. Again, tuxedo black ink, because we're gonna color it in with our Stampin' Blends. So right in the middle here is our little guy. And then our sentiment is gonna go on this small strip of Lemon Lolly, and it says, "Welcome, Sweet Pea." And that we're gonna stamp more towards the right side because we are gonna trim it down and then cut it at an angle as well. So put that away. We're gonna color in our little pea here. So let's put these off to the side. And for this one, I am using Soft Sea Foam Stampin' Blends. I'm using the light one first. I'm gonna color that in. Again, Soft Sea Foam is not a card color that I use very often. It's just, I tend to gravitate towards the bright, bold colors, and Soft Sea Foam is definitely not that. So I wanted to kind of work outside the comfort zone and work with some colors that you don't normally use. So we have our soft seafoam, and we're just gonna blend out that dark marker there. Next, I came in with the light Old Olive marker, and we're just gonna color around the outside here. Now, I did not want to use the dark soft seafoam to color this kind of embellishment around the P. I chose not to do that because the dark and the light soft seafoam markers are very close together in color. If I had colored this outside embellishment in the dark soft seafoam, it would look almost the same color as the inside. So I just chose the light Old Olive here and colored it in. There we go. So we're gonna glue this on. Again, with the liquid glue, because I wanna make sure it's exactly where I want it. Push that down, we can get this out of the way. Our sentiment piece here, we're gonna have attached to the back, so we're gonna glue this down. There. Just kind of hold it in place for a few seconds, make sure everything is lined up how we want it. And then the right side, we're gonna cut it at an angle. There we go. And this is gonna go on with Stampin' Dimensionals. So we'll have to put dimensionals on the entire back piece here. So we've got our strips there, maybe one here, here, and here. You can never have too many dimensionals. Sorry, I've got a tickle. My asthma has been acting up today. So I'm definitely getting used to the weather here. So Arizona has 300 days of sunshine every year. Here, it has rained. It rained all last week, which I actually like the rain. I missed the rain. But it was just a little, it was a lot. So I missed the sunshine last week, but that's okay. All right, because I guess don't have a lot of linen thread left, we're just gonna do a single bow on this one instead of a double like my sample card here. It'll still look great with a single bow though. We're gonna pull. And once I get it right, I'm gonna trim the edges and use a mini glue dot to glue this down. There we go. And mini glue dot and my take your pick tool. I like to roll these into a little ball with my take your pick tool, and then it can help it put onto the card. And then we're gonna take one large and one small of the clear dots and add that to the card. And this is our second project tonight, featuring the Sweet Pea stamp set. A very sweet card to gift to anybody who's having a baby, and a very simple project to put together. I hope you guys like that one. Jeez. All right, our last project is my favorite, like I mentioned earlier. Bright colors, fun, psychedelic. It's really, this is definitely my favorite one this week. All right, basic white cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So we're gonna fold that, score our, or burnish our lines with our bone folder, and we're gonna set that off to the side. Now I've already pre-embossed with the dotted circles embossing folder. Now this embossing folder is huge. Normally embossing folders are about the size of this card, but The embossing folder is about the size of this stamp set, so you can see about how much bigger it is. It fits still through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, just like any other embossing folder, no special layers or anything. It is just a massive embossing folder, and when I got it, I was definitely taken aback about how big it is because it's not mentioned like that in the catalog. So I've already pre-embossed this, and we're gonna use again our liquid glue just to kind of get in those little crevices of that embossing. Yes, the bright colors make me smile too. This just it just screams summer. I love this card. It's so fun, and it was a blast to put together. All right, so we're just gonna make sure that's on there really well. Now this is the Full of Life Designer Series paper. This is one of the Designer Series paper that is on sale this month. Here is the back side. So it was really hard to decide what part of the paper I wanted to use, but I chose this rainbow side because it really just, when it says, the sentiment says you make me happy, this side of the paper makes me happy. And we're gonna add that to the left side of the card. Now, because this embossing folder is really embossed heavy, like it has all these little dots on here, gluing paper to it is a little more tricky. So we're just gonna kind of put some blocks on here to kind of hold it down, just to kind of keep it in place while it adheres and bonds to each other. While that is over there, I have a piece of Granny Apple Green cardstock. This is from the Nested Essentials dies, one of my absolute favorite go-to die sets. That first die that was kind of like the rounded square, that was from that same set. So we have Granny Apple Green cardstock and just a spare piece of basic white because we are gonna cut this out by hand. Like I mentioned earlier, it does not have any dies or punches to go along with it, and I really wanted this image to stand out from the card, so we're gonna do a little bit of fussy cutting. So with our Tuxedo Black ink, we've stamped our little guys, and we're going to color them in first before we cut them out. So we'll put that off to the side here. There we go. So for this one, I'm using Granny Apple Green as my color choice for the peas. We're gonna use Old Olive for the pea pod, and then a dark Real Red marker for the little heart above. So we'll start with that one. Let's color that little guy in. Our pea pod bottom part, we're gonna start with light Old Olive. Color this in here. Get a drink again. All right. So we're coloring just the pea pod in down here. And then we're gonna come in with the dark Old Olive and just highlight that little line that's on there. We're not gonna ink blend any portion of that part. And then we're just gonna color in the stem dark Old Olive. Okay. Our little peas, we're gonna color in first with our light Granny Apple Green. The contrast of color between this and Old Olive is really great. And we're gonna keep this one off to the side. And then we're gonna take our dark Granny Apple and just color in some down here, kind of give it some contrast and highlights, and then swirl that to blend it out. Okay, again, keep this off to the side because we're gonna use it again. And we're gonna fussy cut this out. Now, even though it is, some of you guys don't like fussy cutting, some of you love fussy cutting. It's a very easy image to cut out until it gets to that little itty bitty heart. So we're just gonna quick cut this. You can take your time to cut it out. If you get this week's kit, you can take your time to really cut these out. And Yes, we made it safely to the East Coast. It's definitely, I'm telling you guys, it's so different here. So Tucson had about 1 million people, and it did not feel like 1 million people at all, just because it is laid out really well. There's grid style streets. It was really easy to get around. Now here, there's only about 25,000 people, so it's a lot smaller. It's an island. It is definitely, the traffic here, I will say the traffic here is worse than Tucson. So Tucson had left turn lanes. They don't have left turn lanes here, so it gets backed up. And it's just a lot different. I did a U-turn the other day and some lady like cussed me out. I was like, I just did a U-turn. So it's definitely a change, but it's so easy to get around. Like it's small, so it's really easy to get from one side of the island to the other. Okay, so we've got our little cut out pea pod here, and we're gonna glue this down to our card with our little die cut piece here. So that's gonna go more towards the top of our little flag. And now we're gonna stamp our sentiment. It says, "You make me happy." That's gonna be in tuxedo black. And that's right in the middle here. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna trim the edges down. I just used a spare piece of basic white. All right, and we're gonna take our light Granny Apple Green, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna color in the word pea. So that just kind of helps it stand out a little bit. You make me happy. That's really fun. And this is gonna go across the bottom of our little banner piece. And we don't wanna add glue to the whole thing, just the middle of it, right there. All right, our cardstock, or our design series paper, is glued down to our cardstock, so we are going to take our little banner and add some dimensionals to the back of this. And here. And then that's gonna go at the bottom, kind of towards the middle. You don't want it to be exactly in the middle of the card, but we're gonna put it kind of off to the left-hand side here, right there. All right, we're gonna add 2 of our clear little dots. We're gonna add 1 big there, 1 small next to it. There we go. And then I don't think I have enough thread, but you can see you'll add a piece of linen thread at the bottom, and here is our 3rd project today, featuring the Sweet Pea stamp set from the annual catalog. This definitely my absolute favorite this week, so I hope you guys like this one as well. All right, well, let's bring in all 3 projects that we worked on today, and you can let me know which one is your favorite. We have our Rainbow Bright pea card, we have our Baby Sweet Pea card, and then our little Grumpy card. I like that one too. So let's get all 3 of these so you can let me know which one is your favorite that we worked on here today. I hope you guys love these projects. It's so great to be back for Makers Monday. I was so excited to be able to put these together for you, and I hope you guys enjoyed the projects as well. All right, well, thank you everybody for joining me for the first Makers Monday live step-by-step crafting here from my new house in Rhode Island. I hope you guys enjoy the projects, and don't forget, each week I offer these as a class kit to go. So if you place an order by 11:59 p.m. on Thursday night, you don't have to use a host code. We're not using host codes anymore, so all you have to do is just place an order on my website, and I will send you this week's class to go. I hope you guys have an amazing week. I look forward to seeing you again next week, and until then, I will see you